It was natural for then Zambia opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema HH to meet and hobnob with a fellow opposition leader like Nelson Chamisa. But now that HH is the president of Zambia, his relationship with opposition leaders will be more guarded, especially after reading the report he was plotting mischief against other African leaders. The opposition MDC Alliance and the recently elected UPND of Zambia have reportedly developed a plan to annihilate all long-standing ruling parties, especially former liberation movements in Africa by 2030. A senior MDC Alliance official from Harare who spoke to this reporter on condition of anonymity said. Reported Bulawayo 24. According to the official, the MDC Alliance and its Zambian counterpart will initially roll out the project in East and Southern Africa. The two parties are said to have already established links with opposition groups in Uganda, Egypt, Nigeria, Cameroon, Rwanda, and Burundi. The official revealed that elections in 11 countries have so far been identified as providing opportunities for the project to be implemented. The 11 countries and the respective target political party are Angola MPLA, Lesotho All Basotho Convention, Kenya Jubilee Party Kenya, Zimbabwe's ZANU-PF, Nigeria All Progressive Congress, SA ANC, Botswana Democratic Party, Namibia SWAPO, Mozambique Frelimo, Uganda National Resistance Movement, and Tanzania Chama Cha Mapinduzi. All the 11 countries will be holding national elections between 2022 and 2025. The report has touched raw nerves, especially in regimes like ZANU-PF, who are paranoid about regime change, and hence they have blatantly rigged elections, denying their people their basic freedoms and rights, including the right to a meaningful say in the governance of the country and even the right to life. ZANU-PF has murdered over 30,000 innocent Zimbabweans to establish and retain the de facto one-party dictatorship in Zimbabwe, and the party is not about to give up power. The nearest ZANU-PF has ever got to losing its iron grip on power was in 2008 to 2013, when the party was forced to go into government of national unity GNU following the party's blatant cheating and wanton violence in the 2008 elections. The GNU was tasked to implement a raft of democratic reforms designed to dismantle the ZANU-PF dictatorship and end the curse of rigged elections. The task of implementing the reforms was left to Morgan Tsvangirai and his fellow MDC leaders, including Nelson Chamisa, who took over the leadership of the party after Tsvangirai's death. Robert Mugabe bribed the MDC leaders with the trappings of high office, and, with their snouts in the feeding trough, they forgot about the reforms. MDC leaders have failed to implement even one democratic reform in 5 years. 5 years of the GNU. Ever since the GNU debacle, MDC leaders have participated in flawed and illegal elections to give vote-rigging ZANU-PF legitimacy. ZANU-PF has dangled a few gravy train seats to entice MDC to participate, and the later have found these irresistible. It is Nelson Chamisa and his MDCA that are giving vote-rigging ZANU-PF legitimacy by participating in flawed and illegal elections. Even when ZANU-PF has failed to produce something as basic as verified voters' roll, MDCA have participated regardless. The removal of old parties would usher in a unified, liberal and pro-Western Africa. The project has the solid support of developed democracies that want to reverse Chinese and Russian influence in Africa. The MDCA official explained. The project has solid support of developed democracies. That is a blatant lie, because when MDC failed to implement even one reform, proof of just how corrupt and breathtakingly incompetent MDC leaders were, the developed democracies deserted MDC in droves. Even if HH had discussed with Chamisa and other progressive political opposition leaders the crying need for Africa to end the curse of rigged elections, not the annihilation plot suggested here, still HH had clearly picked the wrong partner to do this in MDC. MDC had already failed to implement the reforms and end the curse failed when the party had the golden opportunity to do so. HH should know this. It was naive, to say the least, to expect MDC leaders to do any better now. By blubbering about it, MDCA and UPND plot to annihilate Africa's corrupt and tyrannical regimes, the MDCA have created a diplomatic storm for Zambia and, worst of all, poisoned the debate for democratic change and free and fair elections. ZANU-PF has dismissed all demands for democratic reforms as a Western-inspired regime change agenda. Now they will say they have the evidence. Chawanzwa usaudza Chamisa, Chamisa idare rinorira nohusiku. When you have something important, do tell Chamisa. He is a bell that will ring out and broadcast all, even in the dead of night. To paraphrase a Shona adage,